But, rates are going to change too, because you've
Yes,
got
right.
better service, you've got better product now. With that, comes a response to that, which is a great thing because that also drives a clientele. It's probably better for the hotel as well. Where do
Definitely.
you, envision seeing that with the type of business you're going to be able to go after, who you expect is going to be staying at the La Quinta?
I would like to see corporate. I would
Yeah,
like to see soccer teams, baseball teams, the sports complexes.
sure.
Love to get involved with that. Love to see people from the hospitals,
Yeah.
like traveling nurses, doctors, anybody who's your average passerby,
Hmm.
or if you're just here for leisure.
Yep.
I
100%.
mean, obviously we got full breakfast from the morning 6 to 9, and you've got a full station coffee bar
Hmm.
24/7, and obviously we have a pantry for snacks if they're hungry. You don't want to go out.
Hmm.
You've got a wide variety.
Yeah. Well, I love that too because you just identified all these different, potential audiences. That really, I mean, you can tell you're in the hotel business too because you understand the type of business that we get here in Roswell too. And I think the fact that you mentioned sports, we've got a robust tournament, program. It takes place around really the entire North Fulton and Metro Atlanta area. So there's opportunity there. The business transient that comes and goes into Roswell is fantastic.
A sincere thank you to Wellstar North Fulton Medical Center for its sponsorship and for fostering a healthy community where businesses can thrive. We'd also like to thank WIR Detail for its quarterly sponsorship. Listeners can use code BREWSHINE to receive $25 off a full vehicle detail or receive a free interior refresh with any exterior service.
Welcome back to Brew Talks. I'm Andy Williams, President and CEO of Visit Roswell, the City of Roswell's official destination marketing organization charged with the promotion of tourism throughout the community. And I'm very excited to have our guest on today. She and her husband have actually become two favorites in the Roswell hospitality community, not only because of the investment and what they've got going on, but because of how plugged in they've gotten, both with our organization and throughout Roswell. And it's a pleasure for me to have on Rakhi Patel. Rakhi is co-owner of the La Quinta Inn Suites with her husband, Pete. And I'll tell you what, if you guys have not been by the La Quinta after this renovation, you're missing out. And we're going to definitely show a before and after of what's going on here. But we're talking millions of dollars, $4.5 million, and probably climbing if I had to guess, right?
That is right.
Yep. So Rakhi, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
Good deal. And so I'm going to go in kind of to your background a little bit, because you guys ended up in Roswell and have really kind of cemented yourselves in the hospitality community here, which is awesome. But I always like to ask the guests really how they got involved in the hospitality industry and how they ended up here in the city of Roswell.
Well, actually, I was born and raised in the business.
There you go.
Out in California. I can remember cleaning rooms as a kid, as a teenager, doing all that stuff before school, after school, helping my parents. And then I stepped away from the actual owning of the aspect and did management for about 4 years
Okay.
before we took over a small independent hotel in the mountains in the
Mhm.
Carolinas. And we ran that for about 20 years. We did that for so long. I was like, let's move on to something a little bit bigger. So then
Mhm.
we ended up here in Roswell in 24.
Yeah.
And we did 3 times bigger than what we had.
Yeah. There you go.
So we're here now.
Well, you started off with a bang too, because if you're familiar with the La Quinta, I mean, it was dated. It was kind of that yellowish external color on the exterior, in an area which is obviously with the Red Lobster directly behind that, which is going to be scraped for a brand new, awesome Gen 4 Quick Trip,
Yep.
Which is really elevating that entire area too. And now you've got the police and fire headquarters over there, and with everything going on at the interchange of 400, a lot of movement, a lot of activity,
A
right
lot
over
of
there.
movement. And that 400 is so busy. Holcomb Bridge,
100%.
the exit is so busy.
Yeah, and so the timing is really actually perfect. And when we originally met, I think we were introduced to, hey, we got new owners. They are proactive. They're going to be putting a lot of dollars into this thing, which is music to our ears because we obviously love sending business to our hotels. We love capturing lost business that chooses to go elsewhere. And a big part of that, and the reason we're going to be able to do more of that, is because of the amount of money you put into that renovation, both exterior and interior. So I want to talk about, if I've never been to La Quinta, or maybe my last visit to La Quinta was when it was a little bit dated and in need of that prior to you taking over. Paint the picture for what that full renovation looked like.
Well, the previous was a stale yellow pale colored on the outside,
Mhm.
and inside was a really, really ugly purple, in
Okay.
my opinion, and a purple that's not like your common purple,
Mhm.
and very old gray carpet.
Okay.
And I just, you wouldn't want to lay your head there,
Yeah, sure.
honestly. Um, and then when we took over, we decided let's go ahead and renovate.
Mhm.
So we renovated from our windows to the color, to the paint, to the furniture, to all the FF&E and everything. And also we did the lobby exterior, all of that nature. Obviously we're not a yellow anymore.
Yeah.
We're a cream color
Yeah.
with some beautiful brown tile on the front and a grayish color on the inside
Mhm.
to go flow through everything. We've had our challenges
Yeah.
with the renovation, and our biggest challenge probably was the steel work in the lobby.
Right. Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Steel work took a little bit of time, but it was a pretty penny.
Yeah. Well, I remember too, when we came to the actually, we got to see it, kind of the
In
hard
the
hat tour.
midst, right in
Yeah.
the middle, hard hat
And,
tour.
and then obviously we saw it for the ribbon cutting and everything. But I remember, the contractors talking about you had a low ceiling, and which
Yes.
presented some options too. A lot of, or complexities, I guess you could say, because these aren't standard heights, they were used to dealing with. So they had to be pretty creative and really work around some things.
Yes, they had to be very creative on the ceiling height to make sure that, a 7-foot tall person was able to walk in.
Yeah. 100%.
But it was a challenge. They maneuvered that. We also had some challenges with concrete.
Really? Okay.
Yes, we had a big 10 by 10 footer that was dug, and the concrete guy left the truck with the concrete not turning,
Oh, man.
and they poured the high PSI concrete, and it all hardened faster than
Yeah.
the guys could actually move it. So they had to take it back out
No kidding.
and redo a whole 10 by 10 footer.
Good. Yeah. 10 by 10.
That's a 10 by 10.
That's
Talking
big.
about your big, your size here.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 by 10 is insane. So yeah, it never goes as easily as we want it.
No.
Right.
No, and furniture deliveries always came on a rainy day.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's like Murphy's Law, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a good point though. I mean, you got new furniture, new televisions. I mean, everything in these guest rooms is new as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's really nothing that was really, other than like the framing, nothing was really repurposed at this point.
No, everything has been stripped. There's the only thing that's probably originally left is the wall,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Yep. So I love to hear that too. And so on that note, obviously you've got an elevated product now. It looks fantastic at night. I love driving by and seeing it lit up and everything. But rates are going to change too, because
Yes,
you've got
right.
better service, you've got better product now. With that, comes a response to that, which is a great thing because that also drives a clientele. It's probably better for the hotel as well. Where do
Definitely.
you, envision seeing that with the type of business you're going to be able to go after, who you expect is going to be staying at the La Quinta?
I would like to see corporate. I would
Yeah.
like to see soccer teams, baseball teams, the sports complexes.
Sure.
Love to get involved with that. Love to see people from the hospitals,
Yeah.
like traveling nurses, doctors, anybody who's your average passerby.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're just here for leisure.
Yep.
I
100%.
mean, obviously we got full breakfast from the morning 6 to 9, and you've got a full station coffee bar 24/7, and obviously we have a pantry for snacks if they're hungry. You don't want to go out.
Mhm.
You've got a wide variety.
Yeah. Well, I love that too, because you just identified all these different, potential audiences. That really, I mean, you can tell you're in the hotel business too, because you understand the type of business that we get here in Roswell too. And I think the fact that you mentioned sports, we've got a robust tournament, programming that takes place around really the entire North Fulton and Metro Atlanta area. So there's opportunity there. The business transient that comes and goes into Roswell is fantastic as well. And the social markets, I think as well. That's something that we always discuss is the amount of lost business from the wedding market. Just because in their minds, they want something a little bit more upscale. If they're putting $30,000-$40,000 into their wedding, they want to be able to put their guests somewhere nice too. And the fact that you've got this renovation, I think puts you right in the mix to be able to capture a lot of that business as well.
That too, and everybody, in my opinion, is looking for a friendly, clean place that people can actually go in and have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to feel home away from home.
Yep, absolutely. And I think, something really cool too is right across the street. That's our only full service hotel in Roswell, the DoubleTree.
That is right.
And, when they're accommodating some of these groups, or maybe they're having a very busy weekend, whatever the case, there's spillover, there's overflow. And so you're right across the street. You're not miles away.
Nope.
You're right there. So I think the opportunity to really generate some business from that partnership certainly exists, and Visit Roswell, can be a part of that as well.
Definitely. That needs to be a good partnership that can be built
Mhm.
and needs to be built.
Yeah.
Because there is potential there.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's on the horizon. We like to ask our guests to, some get really comfortable and they're like, nope, this is exactly in our wheelhouse. This is where we want to be. Some have grandiose plans and they've got things on the horizon. What does this look like for the Patel family?
Hopefully this is a new it's a new step.
Mhm.
It is. I mean, it has its ups and downs on certain days, but hopefully that we're going to be here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is what we want to do. We want to serve the community of Roswell.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do. We're here to stay.
Yeah, I love it. Well, and I want to talk a little bit too, before we wrap here. We had talked about 400 and the
Mhm.
amount of business and travelers that comes up and down that corridor, and you're right off the exit. You really are. And so exit 7, Holcomb Bridge. We talked about the different activity, that's going on there. And so, as you start to capture business, do you really see rates climbing? Are you kind of, do you like to keep things kind of conservative so that you're able to go after more business, or do you use your rates as a way to capture like the clientele that you want, even if it means occupancy might suffer a little? These are all strategies that, hotel operators have to know.
Right. Yes. Operators, you need to do a little bit of both.
There you go.
You need to keep them happy,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to know where their marketplace, their point is.
Mhm.
Also, you want to be economically friendly,
Right.
because not everybody's going to be able to afford $120, $140 a night.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be economically friendly with where we're at today.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, everybody's watching their dollar.
Yeah.
So we'd like to be able to help anybody and everybody in their aspect,
Mhm.
wherever they're at. So obviously rates are going to have to go up, because
Yeah.
you need to get a return on the investment. So rates will go up, but they'll go up gradually.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we like to keep everybody in mind that it needs to be economically affordable for everybody.
100%. Yeah, it's great. Well, I know that the Visit Roswell team looks forward to a fruitful relationship with you all. As I mentioned, you guys have already done such a fantastic job of just investing in the product, but then getting out there and, working with our teams, working with the team at Roswell Inc. We certainly look forward to introducing you more to the venues, to the local entertainment establishments that might want to partner with you as well. I know Roswell Junction's in the process of reaching out to potentially doing some shuttles to and from the hotel. So those are the types of things that we really love to see, for sure.
We would love it. We would love it. The more, the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to make sure people know how best to, check you guys out, whether it's on social media, the website, maybe perhaps they want to come in for a site visit. If they've got a group that they'd like to book and book a block. What's the best way to get in touch with you all and to see La Quinta?
The best way to call me or to reach me, it would be at 770-552-0200, or you could always send an email to gm.lqroswell@gmail.com.
Perfect. Well, Rakhi, it's been a pleasure having you on. Like I said, we look forward to a great relationship with you guys in the years to come. And it's fantastic. And we're always here as a resource if you ever need anything. Thank you.
We greatly appreciate
All
it.
right, cheers.
Cheers.